everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. My throat's a little scratchy. It frosted last night, so as soon as I'm done doing this, the sun is coming out. I think it's still pretty cold out there, but I'm gonna go take all of we didn't cover everything. We covered our mums. We still have lots of peppers, but we didn't cover those. We had tons of tomatoes, didn't cover those, but we have so many figs that are this big, and they need to be about that big, and they're not brown yet. So we did cover the fig trees, the mums, and a couple of my herbs. So I got to go get those before then they cook. Although it's not going to get hot today, but that's the reason my throat's scratchy. It's that time of year. So welcome to my Christmas card series. I'm going to do another quick, today's is a quick card for you. So it's simple, but it's really cute, so you'll like it. I have so many Christmas cards on my channel already, so you can go back if you've missed any of them and check them out. This one's Light the Year. This one uses the decorative tree dies. This one is Yuletide Village, I think is the name. And then we have Shepherd's Care, another Shepherd's Care, and the Season of Elegance. And I think this is Season of Green and Gold. Made that in the summer. Then this is the latest one that I just made. So this is up on my channel now. This would be the video that posted just before this. So it is a white on white, because now Stampin' Up! Has two whites. And then just a really subtle coloring with cards. Today I'm going to use Reindeer Fun. I'm going to use it today. And then I have another one. If you come back, I don't know that I'll post it tomorrow. In the next few days, I have both of them sitting here ready to film. This one is already up. It uses the reindeer that's part of the set. And then if you do my tutorial bundles, this will be mine in November. I guess it'll be November's, October's. Sometimes I get confused which month I'm working on. It's monochromatic cards. So right in this month, if you go to my website, you can see it's a tutorial thing I do with 14 total demonstrators from around the world, and everybody submits a tutorial. So it's all a PDF with all the written instructions, what you need to create them. And because everybody stamps so differently, it's a lot of fun. But the current one, which is October, so I guess that one's November, you can either get it for $20, and there's a place on my website where you can purchase that, and anybody from around the world can get it. Or if you purchase $50 in merchandise with me in any given month, you get that month's bundle. So today I'm going to use Reindeer Fun. I had used the dies, as I showed you on that other set. I hadn't used the stamps yet. So on the next two cards, I used the dies and the stamps. So it does have, my catalog is falling apart. It's so many pieces, so many pieces, and there's no possible way. I would have to do 2 weeks just with this to show you everything that is included in this, because it has the reindeer head, it has the two reindeer stamps, it has presents and a wreath and a tree, which is the tree that's what I'm using today. The holly, I'll use the holly and this deer on the next card, and then it has the plaid folder, but I'm going to show you a sneak peek folder today. But if you don't want to wait and you want to get started before that's available, you can use the plaid that goes with. And then the adorable paper. And neither of the two cards I'm going to show you over the next 2 days use the paper. So I may have, I'm thinking I've used the flip side. Yeah, I think I've used this maybe on a Cocoa card. So it's so versatile. You could buy just that one suite, or even just the bundle, and make Christmas things for days. So the folder I'm going to use today, in November, we will have some more online exclusives. I'm super excited to show you them. I have a bunch of them sitting to my side, and I haven't even used them yet. This is the first thing I used because I really want to concentrate on Christmas, and you can't buy this yet. So I'm usually really big on sneak peeks, but this is going to wait. I think it's November 4th, 6th, around that time. You can buy it before they go live. I will show you a few of them, but I decided to go ahead and use this because it works perfectly with the set that I'm using. It is called Modern Herringbone 3D embossing folder. So we're going to use that. And then I told you this one is simple. Part of my thought process, I'm going to show you cards that take a little bit longer, and then some that take very minimal supplies and are quicker. So this is crumb cake. So we're going to have a crumb cake card. We don't have to do anything to this because we're going to have a false front. So I'm gonna take, the first thing I'm gonna do, there's a couple of reasons I'm doing it this way. I should have knocked all this stuff out. Let's just hit it out. So I'm gonna take this beautiful wreath die that comes in the set, and I'm gonna run this through my machine first. And I'm gonna show you how easy it is to do this. So just put it on here. This one doesn't, because it's round, the paper is square. It's like a little splotch on that. It's part of the paper, but I don't want it on the front of my card. So let's flip it over. But I want you to see how easy it is. This doesn't have a speed bump because the speed bump's not the paper, it is the die. So since the die is all curved, it's not gonna react when I put it through. So I'm gonna go through once, and then I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna go once more. Because it does have a lot of intricate little pieces with the wreath. And then you can always pick it up. If your machine's different, you can put a shim under it. If you're making more than one of these, you want to make sure that they cut every time. That's kind of how when we cut for my card club and stuff, we need to make sure that it's working on the first cut, because we can't afford to waste paper. So this is the reason I did this first. It's like the operation game, because these little things up here, you don't want to pull them. So here's this, and I'm going to use that to stamp on so I don't waste any paper. And then pull this out. Just wanted you to see how super simple that is to do that. I do need to poke those out, and you can do it before you pull that out if that's your preference. So now let's do a little bit of stamping. I have my memento, and then this adorable little tree that's part of the set. It's so cute. It reminds me of a Charlie Brown tree. And we have this much paper, which is just enough to get our little tree. In fact, it could be a little bit bigger. And then this has a die. Then I'm gonna take my front panel, and this Merry Christmas is also from the suite. And just put it down here. Make sure you don't rock it. You want it to be, it's a tiny bit crooked. I've been on a crooked thing when I film because I don't put my head over. Now I'm gonna take this, and I'm going to put it through the folder. So you can see that it has like a center, and I'm just gonna center my card on that, which also then means this little ropey part of the macrame is right on the edge, just like that. So I'm gonna run that through and then cut my tree out. All right, so these are cut out, embossed. This is now scrap. Put those aside. Now on here, my other one I did, it looks like I did a full quarter sheet. This one I cut 4 by 5 1/4. You can do it either way. I think I did the full because you got more of the pattern. I didn't notice that when I was cutting my paper, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to take the snowflakes that are part of the stamp set and my white stamp pad, and I'm gonna aim for this part here of snowflakes. So we just have a nice subtle, has a fun kind of country look to the card. So I don't want anything to be super bright, but these white snowflakes are fun. And then we're gonna add the snowflake embellishments. So the snowflake embellishments may be currently unavailable. There's a bunch of embellishments that are due in the week of October 21st. And I think if they're not available, they're part of that. I try not to use anything that's not available for a while, I don't want you to get your heart set on something for your Christmas cards and then not be able to get it in time. So just lay this back on here and make sure that I'm going to do a couple more up here because you can kind of see through the... I love the way these snowflakes are shaped, so you can kind of mix and match how they go around. There we go. Now it fills it all up and you can kind of see through there. I'm gonna grab my red and white twine. So for this, I'm gonna hold a string to tie here. I'm gonna go around twice. And tie a knot here. Trim the other bit. You can do a bow or just a knot, because you know it's kind of a rustic, so knot's fine if that's all you want to do. Sometimes, you know, if you're making a lot of something, it can determine how you want to finish it off. but I'm going to do a little bow. The twine's easy to tie. It's no different than tying your shoelaces. So we have that. I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. Do it this way. I'm going to take my tree, and I want a little highlights of color. Doesn't it look like a Charlie Brown tree? But I don't want a lot. So I have my poppy, my dark poppy. What color am I? Star. And then I have dark granny apple green. Just swash it over my tree, but I'm not going to do the trunk. And I thought about coloring it brown, and then I decided I was going for simple. Now, if you're making these for your Christmas cards, I would highly recommend you color these all before you cut it out. It's just a little bit easier to hold it. This would also make a cute gift bag or tag. And take dimensionals and pop my tree up. Super cute. And then I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella, and I am going to, again, I'm just going to do the branches, because if you do less is more sometimes with the Wink of Stella, especially on a card like this, it kind of sparkles more when you see that. And I'm just going to do it over these here. And again, I'm not doing all of them. I'm just kind of brushing it on. Those. And then for the embellishments, I am going to use the loose snowflakes because I love them. And that, like I said, I think that they are currently unavailable, but they're due back in next week. So to do these, I'm going to count when I add this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That way I know how many snowflakes I want to add. And I'm not looking for glue. So I know there's 7 bits of glue on there. There's 2 different sizes of the snowflakes, so I want to make sure I get some of both. This is my favorite combination of take your pick. So the sticky tip and the shepherd's, I call it the shepherd's hook. So once upon a time, I was always switching my tips, and now I realize I just leave these 2 on here all the time. But it makes it really nice to grab these embellishments out. I'm making sure I get a nice mix of the large and the small, and I don't want any of the same sizes too close together. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Isn't that a sweet card? It's so simple. So here's the one that I cut 4 by 5 1/4. Here it is larger. Doesn't make any difference except for the fact that I got a little bit more of that outside rope on there, but nobody's going to notice the difference. And one little trick, when you stamp these crooked, both of these are a little bit crooked. Well, this one's not crooked as much as I kind of smeared it. But when you stamp your sentiment and then you run it through a folder, it kind of covers up some of your mistakes. So there you go. Come back in a couple of days and I will have a card with the reindeer one. It's a postage stamp theme. It's kind of fun. Totally different look than this one. It couldn't be any more different. So everybody have a great day, and I'll catch you back here later. Bye.